ready?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Hello and welcome to Infused Conversations, where we talk about health, success, entrepreneurship, and the real work behind it all, one infusion at a time. I have new good friend of mine, Chaz Finnigan, here with me today. Chaz is a pediatric registered nurse. He is also a bodybuilder who just recently competed at NPC Universe and was absolutely peeled to the bone. He is someone that when you meet him, he is just a genuinely happy-go-lucky person. He always tries to make people around him smile, and he has earned the nickname with his friend group of the Golden Retriever. So Chaz is currently getting a Myers cocktail, which is just a vitamin C, magnesium, vitamin B12, and B complex to help post-recovery from his competition, to help with sleep recovery, energy production, the whole nine, you name it. So with that said, Chaz, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where you're from, and what got you into nursing, Pete, specifically.
Yeah, let me put these.
Yeah.
I like to hear myself talk. No, it's okay. So let's get started from the beginning. I was born in California, and I grew up in California my whole life, and I decided after high school to pursue nursing. My mom, she always wanted to be a nurse. My grandma, she always wanted to be a nurse. They never actually did it, and I just decided, whatever. Seems like a great career path, very solid, good job security. And I applied to a couple colleges, and I was either between a community college or going across the country to Philadelphia for Drexel University. And I was like, Mom, I want to try something different. I want to spend $120,000 in tuition and go across the country. What do you think? And she's all for it. My mom is the best. I do everything for my mom, and I just want to make her proud. And it's a large reason I do bodybuilding. It's a large reason it's just the reason I am the man I am today. And yeah, so I went across the country, and that's exactly what I did. I was in nursing school for 5 years, and I loved it. I quickly realized, and if you're in nursing school or if you want to become a nurse, you quickly realize as you get into clinicals and as you get into the hospital, if you're made for it or not. If you're comfortable cleaning up poop, if you're comfortable with blood, throw up, all bodily fluids essentially, and you learn quick. And I figured out that, hey, I'm okay with all this. I can do this. I can. It's a great job. I'm a people person. I like talking to people. Like you said, I'm a golden retriever. I feel like what I bring to the table in any room is that I make people feel comfortable. I walk into a room and I have this effect on people. I think it's my smile or whatever it is, my demeanor. And I feel like I make people calm and comfortable, which I really like about myself. And it helps so much in my job that it was just like a no-brainer to do nursing, man.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
That's
it made sense.
A lot of insight on yourself. I think very pulling out and being able to kind of look at yourself from like the wide frame. Let me ask you, what got you into peds specifically? Because my fellow nurses out there know peds is one of those specialties where you definitely have to have like a knack for it. You want to do it. And usually like maternity and psych, those peds is one of those things where it's like once you're in it, like you're typically a nurse in it for the long haul. Is that kind of something you see for yourself, and what got you into the peds in the first place?
Yes, adults suck. Adults suck. I worked as an extern, mainly on adult floor. I worked in oncology. I've worked in surgical trauma, and I loved it. And my idea was that I'd get hired as a nurse there, and I'd love it. And I did not love it. I went immediately to pediatrics. There was a job that was open. It was right before COVID, so got the job in pediatrics, and I was on a neurology floor, and I liked it. It was great. It's a lower stress job. It's a medical surgical floor, and the kids are awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so nice working with kids, man. It's like most of them obviously they cry and everything, obviously, but they're babies. But it's ages obviously anywhere weeks old, days old to 19,
Okay.
20. And yeah, I liked it, dude. I mean, it's chill. I like play basketball with the kids. I'll play video games with the kids, like when I have free time. And they're just so great. And it's all the comorbidities too. It's all the past medical history, with the adults that really drags you down. It's like you're healing these people or doing whatever treatment for them, but they're going home and they already have like diabetes and all this stuff, and it's like it just sucks.
Yeah.
And the kids, they react to treatment. We give IVIG on our floor. We give IVIG, blood, everything like that, and they just react so well to treatments.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so nice to see, a kid just heal and then go home and be happy, and it's great. So I went back to surgical trauma.
Okay.
And worked on that adult floor for a year, and it was hard. And like I was taking blood. It was a lot more stressful for sure. Okay. And I was able to get my meals in for bodybuilding and stuff like that, but the pediatrics was just lower stress, and it gave back to me more. I just like the kids. I like the parents. Everybody's like, the gripe is that parents are the hard part, but I don't find it that bad. Again, I make everyone feel very comfortable, which is a gift of mine, and it makes my job a lot easier for sure.
No, that's awesome, man. That's an interesting perspective on it. I think I kind of like the idea, like you said, kind of speaking on like a med surge with adults versus the kids, where it's like, not that there's not an end goal with adult population. Like a lot of times, obviously, we do send people home feeling better, their best selves, like they're, on the path to recovery. But in your case, it seems with peds, that's always something that's more consistent, I guess is the way I would describe that, which is really cool. Something I do want to kind of transition to next is to kind of talk about, with everything that you're saying, is making people feel comfortable. You have that like happy-go-lucky spirit. Do you ever find like pressured to keep that going all the time?
No, not really.
Do you feel like that's something that comes more naturally to you?
Yeah, I think it's just natural, dude. And I don't know really where it comes from. Yeah, I don't know. I just like wake up and I'm just like, damn, dude, I don't have a lot of problems. Like, there's so many people that have it way worse than me, and like I'm very lucky. And that's like these past 4 months, and even before that, like most of my life, I've just tried to be very grateful. And like I said, the past 4 months, I've just been even more grateful, and it just centers me so much, dude. It's just like, just little things, just my friends, my family that I have. Like, I'm so damn lucky. I have no reason to be down on myself. Like, and just having that attitude and bringing that smile to people, it helps so much. Like, the only time I had struggle with it is like the last like couple weeks of prep just now, and like throwing on that face, and like I'd be walking in the halls and the nurses would be like, Chaz, you look so sad. And I'm like, I'm really not sad. Does my face look sad?
Yeah, I mean,
and I think it's just more so like dead face, I guess, is what I have. But
yeah,
if anyone asked me, or if anyone like came up to me, I'd smile, because it's just my natural reaction.
Yeah. I guess that's a good thing to have there. I will say, when you were coming in for the Asylum Summit, we all said the same thing.
Oh, really?
Like, your energy's there. You always had the smile, but there was a part where we were like, damn, Chaz is definitely feeling it right now. Like, it's sinking, like you said, it's just the face sinking in. You're just exhausted from the localities, the cardio, the training, all that kind of stuff.
It was definitely hard, but
I think we were kind of all like, damn, I'm so impressed that he's like, overall, like, you were still sociable, you're talking to people, you're smiling, whereas like other people, you know how it is, they're just like, nobody talk to me, get away from me.
Exactly.
I'm lifting, eating, sleeping, and that's it. I'm getting ready for my show.
Yeah, right.
So I will say that's impressive. Did you find any challenges with prep and like, being there for like the kids or your patients in that kind of aspect?
No, not really. And that's why I took the last couple weeks off of work and just used vacation time.
Okay.
Cause getting down to, I've never been that lean, and I've never pushed that hard for conditioning for a show. And it was incredible what I was able to accomplish, for sure. But I'd said it on like Snapchat or something the other day. I just, there's no way I could have gone into work. There's no way, because I struggled to like move around during the day and just to do normal things. It was so hard. So like, you just can't make, obviously, you just can't make mistakes like that in nursing.
Yeah.
And to know that I had hurt a kid or just messed up at work, it would just suck. So I just took the time off, and it was necessary. And like, this is my passion. It's what I love. And honestly, it was a vacation for me. Dude, I love this, dude. There is nothing more I love than just enjoying my breakfast with a nice coffee, taking my time, eating my pre-workout meal, driving in the car to the gym, getting a crazy session in, going home. Dude, it's like a vacation. This is what I love.
That's
Like,
awesome. No, it's
sad to some people, but to
very,
me,
I see you're passionate about it.
it's my
You're excited
life.
by it.
Yeah,
And I guess with that, so where we're kind of talking about your balance of it all, and now we'll go into your social media in a little bit as well, and that kind of like gaining traction. But how the hell do you balance it all? Because like I think for me, when I was training the bodybuilding, you know, the lifestyle kind of thing, I was eating the meals, prepping, like it was like between nursing, I was nights at the time, but nonetheless, it was like those days were just like I couldn't imagine doing prep. Long story short, it was like all I was like it was like lift, go to work. I did a couple other small things, and then it was like that was it. So how do you, for people out there that are trying to do similar things, maybe not even necessarily bodybuilding, but you know, just in general, they have a huge goal outside of like work where it's like, and then they're still maintaining relationships. What are things that you were doing for yourself to kind of balance it all, or not even balance, but I guess where were you prioritizing?
Yeah. So I mean, it's obviously hard. I think I wasn't in a relationship up until like from the universe, at least like 8 weeks out. I'd imagine with a relationship with somebody, at least trying to build a relationship, it'd be very difficult. You need to have an established partner that is in line and aligned with your goals for sure. But not speaking on that, just being a single guy who is just between work and prep. I don't know. It's not that hard. Like, cause it's just you as a nurse, you work 3 days a week. So then you have 4 whole days off. It is difficult being a full-time night shift nurse, but I don't know if I told you. So I competed in NPC Universe this past weekend. 29 guys in my class.
I did see that.
Yes, 29 guys in my class. I got 14th place. The guy that got first place, I was backstage right before finals, waiting in line, and the guy's talking to another guy, I know Johnny Kim, and he's like, yeah, like, blah, blah, it's hard working nights and yada, yada. And I was like, dude, I think this guy's a nurse. I was like, where do you work? And he works somewhere in Ohio. He's a full-time night shift nurse.
Holy crap.
The guy that got first place.
Yeah.
Full-time night shift nurse. This guy's insane. He said that he'd started picking up shifts at the end just to take his mind off the hunger.
He was working more?
He was working more.
How did that, did you, like, I'll say, how does that help with, like the sleep and recovery and everything?
So,
Because, like, how'd he look?
And it was funny because we were both bonding over our eating schedules for night shift. I was like, yeah, at 3 p.m. At 3 a.m., you eat that meal, and then you eat a meal right before you leave. Yeah. And you eat when you get home. Yeah, that's it. And then he's like, yeah, I had to be, like, right on track. Like, right, I had to get back from work right at, or get back from the gym right at 5 p.m. And it's, like, obviously very disciplined and stuff like that. I'm not sure if he had a girlfriend or anything like that. I don't know how old he was. But yeah, it's possible, I guess. And to work 4 shifts a week is insane. Please don't do that. That sounds nuts. But he did it. The dude did it and got first place. He got a pro card.
That's
so like
crazy.
Possible. Obviously genetics plays a big part of that, but it's possible. But yeah, dude, I had 4 days off, and like if you can't figure it out, if you can't meal prep in those 4 days, I don't know what to tell you, because it's a lot of time. I only work 36 hours a week, and with nursing, you don't bring your work home. You don't bring your work home most of the time. If you're doing like council stuff, maybe you are, but I don't really bring anything home. I go home, I forget all about my patients.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Once you kind of hit that, like that 12 out, you clock out and you're like, okay, like my day's done. I'm able to go. And then whenever my next shift is, like that's when I'm back on. I know sometimes obviously there's the intricacies of it. If you have a rough day, like it's, you carry it home for a little bit, but even outside of that, like I understand where you're coming from as far as just like and not actual work that you have to then do after the shift.
And then the thing is that my circle of friends, you, Umar, Gio, they're dogs, dude. You guys are all working your butts off.
I appreciate
working like hours they're crazy. And I respect it. And you guys make money from it, obviously. But I do not. So like if I don't have, like I could find the time, dude. Like I'm not like working crazy hours like you guys are. And that kind of honestly makes me feel bad sometimes. I feel like I should be doing more. Which I try to do, and I'm trying to build up my posing business now, and I'm trying to build up maybe some lifestyle clients here and there to make up for it. But dude, when you're surrounded by people that are grinding, it just makes you feel like you gotta be on. You can't slack. You can't just be lazy around. You can't be watching TV all the time. It's like you gotta work, and that's the most important part is who you surround yourself with. That is a big tip. Just build your circle and build a strong circle.
Yeah, I couldn't agree on that more. Honestly, I would have to say, I think being here, like I submitted to that mentality, like I said, where it was like I would lift and then I'd work and I'd be like, I got time for nothing else. And one of the big conversations that I had with Umar was like, once I got around like all you guys, where it was like you know, you're prepping, Gio's working 6 days a week, no problem. Umar's literally at the clinic 7 days, like it's just constant.
Exactly.
Like it's just life happens within the clinic. Just all the amazing people that come through these doors.
Yeah.
It was like I real quick, like there was like a mental shift where it was just like, yeah, this is easy. Like I was complaining way too much, and like you
Oh
kind of
yeah,
said, where it's like
dude.
reframing that mentality around it of like, if all these other people are doing it, I can do it. I should be doing it, and just like enjoy it while it's happening,
Mhm.
because it's like be thankful enough to have that opportunity to be able to work all the time whenever
Exactly,
you
dude.
want.
Yeah, dude, you lock that in. You lock that gratefulness in along with the work ethic. Like, and anything you could do anything, dude. It's incredible. You live in the moment. You enjoy the work. You're blessed to have the work. You're blessed to have this body, dude. Like, you can do anything. It just makes life so much easier. There's no reason to complain. That is another thing. I am very positive. I'm always smiling, and I do not complain. If you're complaining, just get a grip, dude. Get a grip, because like, I'm serious. Like, be thankful, because there are so many people that have it worse. Um, just find something to be grateful for. I swear, you can find something. There's something out there.
So, do you, with all that said, I think having that mentality, do you ever still feel like you have moments where you get burned out? Or is it always just a constant run for you? Do you feel like you're on this consistent, I guess, high, or just like it is, like you said, almost your consistency with
Yeah.
things, like it's normal, but do you feel like there still comes times where you get a moment of burnout?
Definitely. Definitely with the social media stuff, man.
Okay.
It's hard to keep up with, especially now that momentum is going, and like I feel like that pressure a little bit to keep up with it, and yeah, dude, like, because the last couple weeks of prep, I just couldn't sleep. I was hungry, and now I can't sleep because I'm constantly thinking of the next content piece that I want to do, and I'm good at it, and I'm like really coming up with good ideas, and I love doing it. I love putting cap cuts together. But now my brain's just going and going, and I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, that's a good, I could do that. And I could do this with a video. And I'm just like, I got to put it out ASAP. I need videos for the week. And it's just kind of definitely, it's just a little bit annoying. So I think I honestly get more burned out from the social media side and the bodybuilding side than work as a nurse.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
What I mean, I know it's new for you, but at least in the past, is there anything that you normally kind of like fall back on when you have those moments of burnout that you felt like really have assisted you in getting back to your normal day-to-day groove?
I've been picking up meditation a lot in the morning.
Okay.
Just trying to really hammer that in. Just don't pick up my phone in the morning or check Instagram. Go, make my bed, sit on the edge of my bed, and do more like mindfulness practice. I have a therapist, and she taught me how to just be mindful, just like look around and name things, red bricks, bird, like just center yourself, be present. 5 minutes at least. That helped a lot, and then praying every night helped a lot in many ways. Helped center me and ground me. Yeah, between those two, it really helps me just check in with myself, and kind of take a little bit of the stress off. But yeah, it's definitely always there. It's hard to deal with, just constant thinking. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. No, it definitely allows that moment. I think, like you said, with such a racing mind, because you have so many things moving on, it allows that moment to kind of just relax, be
Yeah,
present,
it
chill
really
out.
does, man. It really does.
Which I think is super important, because I've had a lot of that myself, and like getting all this up and running, and then like you said, it's like one thing after the other. You'll be in bed in the middle of the night, and then you have that pop up moment, and you're like, shit, I gotta get that down. Like,
I
or I gotta do
know.
this, I gotta do that. Like, all right, like I gotta write this down.
Yeah.
That's like on the forefront. So it's like
Yeah.
definitely something that honestly I probably myself should look into, just to even give that moment
Oh, yeah.
to allow that like
5
calming
minutes,
down.
dude. 5 minutes, and then you can do it again during the day, whenever you need it, just to center yourself and be like, okay, this is the priority. I can't be bouncing all around. I need to focus on this, because by doing this task, it's gonna make everything infinitely easier for me, and keep the main thing the main thing. Yeah.
Nice. What does for the like people watching, what does a normal day look like for you to help maintain such consistency? Obviously it varies.
Yeah,
but-
right. Definitely varies. But yeah, obviously everybody knows morning routine is super important. I usually do some sort of activity in the morning, either a bike or elliptical and stuff like that. And just yeah, grounding myself. But there's just always like this the bodybuilding really helps with any sort of consistency in my life. Like there's always the constant like next meal. What's my next meal? Do I have my meals prepped for the day? And stuff like that. So that just keeps me locked in. That's just something that's like been ground into my brain over like the last 3 years. So it's just so hard to teach people that and like because it's just so in my brain. Like there's no way I'm missing meals. There's no way I'm doing any of that. I have a goal I need to obtain, and maybe that's it. Really, is just having that goal that keeps me consistent throughout the day. But yeah, day to day. I mean, the meals. It's just like I have a meal schedule, and like that's my day to day. It's just 8 a.m., 12, 2 p.m. Like that's every 2 hours I'm eating.
I will say for like the viewers out there, it's ironic that we're kind of talking about that, where for you it's so automatic, like you kind of described, because you've been doing it for so long. So I actually was having a conversation with my uncle who's looking to start eating a little bit healthier, make better decisions. For the people out there that are listening, understand that it takes time. Like listening to what Chaz just said there, where he's been doing this for years. So if you're somebody that's just hopping on, like, and I was saying this to my uncle, don't expect 100%. Like this week, like we're like, our focus is we're going to check our weight every day. We're just going to focus on what meals we're eating and just like noting to ourselves what we're eating, and then just being aware of how we're feeling during the entire day, taking small little steps. I was like, for him, it's about the 5%. Because then, like you said, from there, you start to build up upon that. And then you get to the point where someone can be more like routine as you are. And you're like, yeah, I've been doing this for years. I don't have to think about it, right? Yeah. It's creating that mental trigger to not have to think any further. Yeah, right. It just becomes a natural thing. And that's kind of what I was explaining to him. So anybody that is seeing Chazz's story, listening to Chaz, understand that this is not an overnight thing. This is years and months of constant consistency and getting used to such a routine. And he's, started from the small things, built the foundation, and now he's at a point where it is something that is normal for him in his day to day.
That's a good idea, man. Because it's just hard for me to look back because it was so long ago now, like 7 years, 8 years I've been doing this, maybe 9. So it's hard for me to remember how I started to get into it and everything. And that's a good tip, honestly. It's just focusing on, this week we're going to focus on the weight, just getting our weight in, and then trying to build smaller habits. That's a good tip.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. I want to, the next area that I have as far as things to dive into, and we kind of been mentioning here and there, is the social media side. So for those that are meeting Chaz for the first time, he has had a huge growing within his social media platforms, a lot of traction his way. And something that I envy about him myself is actually that he is taking full advantage of it. He's posting 3-4 times a day. One of his videos caught huge traction, and that was just like that moment for him to be like, I'm going all in. I'm not dropping the ball, where I feel like a lot of people will start to be like, oh, I had a good video, all right, and let me just ride the wave. Whereas you're in a very different spot and you're like, no, I'm taking all of the momentum to this. So with some of that, I want to start to touch what got you into posting in the first place.
I liked Instagram. I got on Instagram a while ago and then started getting the bodybuilding thing. I just like models and stuff like that. And like, I always wanted to be a model. I was like, it's always interesting. I just like cool photography shots. I'm like, dang, that guy looks so cool. I could look like that. And I did model and stuff like that. And I just wanted to do it. I wanted to be like an Instagram model dude. And I'd post stuff here and there. I don't know, maybe I just didn't post consistently enough or stuff like that. Obviously not. And but yeah, I just always wanted to do that. And I always thought it was cool. Always followed like fitness dudes. And then from there, I started getting the bodybuilding stuff. But yeah, I always posted pretty much. I just never could figure out that formula. Like how these dudes get such a big following. And I'd always look at it and I'd be like, dude, this guy has so many followers. Like, I could do that. I look like this guy. I'm cool.
I'm cool.
I could be that. I could be there. I could be making money from this. And, I think obviously, God or whoever, it brings you these opportunities when you're ready. And I think, I wasn't ready until now. And, you know, everything's starting to take off a little bit for me, and it's been really cool to see. But I had needed to be who I am today to start to get that, because maybe I might be, you know, a shithead if I if I had gotten traction years ago and I was just an Instagram model kid or whatever. And I feel more centered and authentic as a person, which is how I started to grow, is being myself, being authentic, making these videos myself. I cut up all these videos myself and I make them by hand for people, for my followers, and it's working.
I want to dive into that a little bit more. This is one of my questions I want to ask as far as staying authentic, because
Yes.
I've actually talked with Kyle Massey about this
Yes.
before. And when I first saw his stuff, I was like, there's no way this kid's like this 24/7.
Yeah. Right.
And then I finally met him for the first time and I was like, dude, like I wish more people knew that this, like how you portray yourself on social media is also who you are in real life. Shout out to Kyle. He knows the conversation I'm talking about. And I wanted to ask you how you fall. I mean, you kind of just answered it a little bit there, but as far as staying authentic versus, you know, the reality of it is some of the content you're pushing is just for growth. Where do you find that line, and how are you dealing with staying your true authentic self versus like growing from like a business side of social media, like you said, making money?
Yeah, right. It's hard because yeah, I mean, Kyle, literally between Kyle and Nick Walker, like those two taught me so much about how to just be myself and, you know, show myself and just, yeah, like try to get that across on social media. And I thank them for that so much because it's helped me grow as a person and obviously social media side. But yeah, it's definitely difficult. And like, I definitely, so like weekly, I'll just try to make a video where I cut it up and everything. And it's a lot of work and I love doing it. And yeah, it's like my authentic self. And I've definitely gotten my personality across more because when I first posted like my full day of eating videos and stuff like that, Gio or whoever my close friends are, they're like, you just need to be like, put more personality into it. Like you just sound like a robot. And I was like, I don't understand. I'm just talking into the mic. Like all I'm doing is saying my meals. Like how can I put my personality into it? And you just don't. You just start to. It's over time. You start to grow into that, and it starts to bleed out into your content the more you make it. So that definitely helped. Just the time, but the consistency. Just keep on posting it. Keep on making those videos, and your personality starts to bleed out. As far as the, you know, just to gain traction stuff, like dude, you just copy what people are doing, and obviously I kind of do it in a different way. I just know that, you know, like videos that are shorter are going to gain more traction. People have short attention spans nowadays. And then stopping this, I think like the goal is to stop the scroll. You want people to scroll and stop and look at your video, read a caption, you know, just stop doom scrolling. The Instagram or whatever app wants people to be on the app for as long as possible. Obviously that's their goal. So that's what I aim for. Just like thinking of videos where they're going to stop and read or something like that, which is good. And it's still information. Like I'm putting out stuff that's like how to do cardio to lose fat, how to do, I'm going to do one this week. I just thought of it. Just, how to reverse diet. And it's just gonna be an 11-second video, but I'm going to put a caption in how to give you my tips of how to reverse diet properly and the tips on how to stick to your diet. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. So you're kind of, I like that spin that you put on it, where it's, although yes, they're more, like you said, those quick one hitters where people are kind of just watching, pay attention. You still make it authentically you by using your own words. Like, yes, you may be copying the overall preface from somebody else, but kind of then taking your own words and really sitting down and thinking on that and being like, okay, let me apply it to me in my life. And I will say, it's funny that you mentioned like Gio talking about it. You know, the whole, you're not you, this and that. And I think I've even seen it where you're definitely starting to bleed your personality more into your content. Whereas first, and I think it's just tough, right? Like even for myself, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like even this podcast today, like this is one of our first episodes. You know, you're like, oh, do I sound right? Do I look right? Like all these things, you're like pressuring yourself, and it takes like a little bit to kind of get into that flow state of like, just be you and let the content be what it is. Dude. So I really like that you kind of had that spin on it, where it's like, even though it's kind of copied content, like all your content is still always you.
It's literally always me, man. And I don't want to, you know, I was totally okay with having like 10K followers for however long, and I just knew I was just me. But I obviously wasn't putting it out there that much. And then once I started putting it out there, it started gaining more traction, and I put in my life out there, who I am as a nurse, who I am as a person in my community, with my neighbors, and I'm a pretty cool dude, man. I'm a pretty cool dude, and I just gotta show it on social media somehow, while also being, respectful of people, and not like trying to throw a camera in their face, but like it's a hard balance. That's probably the hardest balance, is being respectful and showing other people in your life, but like also posting it. It's very hard. Yeah, you gotta respect people's boundaries, and like, dude, if I can't get like a piece of content because someone doesn't, or if I'm making people uncomfortable, like I don't need to get it out there. It's cool to get it out there, but I don't need to.
There's so many ways to make content at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I think if you're starting to get upset over that, like, it's like, I feel like that falls into that whole, Joey Swole in the gym kind of mindset, where it's like somebody's pissed because you walk in front of their camera, and it's like, dude, like, you're going to have 1,000 other opportunities to get that same exact clip.
Dude.
Like, so I do appreciate that about you, as someone you're very aware of your surroundings and like other people, and how their opinions and feeling about it are.
Yeah.
I think that's important, which makes it hard.
And my heart, I'm such a people pleaser to a fault, 100%. So like, I just want to make sure everyone's comfortable and stuff like that. But that's the thing, is you can't live your life worrying about stepping on other people's toes. And I think I did that for too long, maybe, and live for other people. But you gotta live for yourself. It's very important, and that kind of also ties into being your authentic self. You gotta learn boundaries, your own boundaries, other people's boundaries, and yeah.
How do you, let me ask you from, like, I guess more like a personal, like, this is me asking for myself, trying to dive into content like nursing specific.
Right.
Is that just something you get comfortable with? Because, dude, like, I feel like I get in the med room, and I put the phone up, and I'm looking around, who's around me, like, absolutely, what's going on? Like, do you have, like, how was your transition from first initially doing those videos, and then to now, where it's like, like, even your vlog the other day, we were just talking about it, like, you're just like, what's up? Like, I'm recording everybody, like, hey, how you doing? Like, you're just very social with it, where you do a good job of making not only yourself comfortable, but the people around you.
Yeah.
How has that transition looked for you?
Not great. No, that was the same thing. I am super awkward. I don't want anyone to like see me propping up my phone or anything like that, because it seems dumb.
Yeah.
But I was like I was editing a YouTube video at night shift the other night with this other CSO nurse who's like super cool girl, but I didn't have my headphones, so I had to play everything out loud. So she heard the videos. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing over there? Editing YouTube?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she started asking questions about it, and then I'm just like, yeah, I'm trying to like, eventually make money off of this. And I told her like how many followers I've gained, and like, I'm doing really well. And people like the content I'm putting out. And she was like into it too. And like people, if you at least have a goal and you say that, it helps a lot, and it helps people understand. They're not going to ask most of the time. Most of the time, they're just going to be like, oh, you're just recording to be famous or whatever. But if you say you have a goal, and anybody can understand that, man. We're all just trying to make it. We're all just trying to make it, dude. Trying to make a little bit more money at the end of the month to cover bills. Like, we're all grinding. I work with a nurse who is she's been trying to put out TikTok stuff for a while, and she does fitness stuff, and she's like, I'm gonna make my own business. I'm gonna do this and that and this. And she wants to make it too. And every time she talks about it, I'm like, hell yeah. Get after it. Do it. Start posting stuff. Start dieting harder, stuff like that. There's another nurse I work with. She posts all her stuff on TikTok too. I follow her. And she recorded in the med room, and I was like, oh, she could do it. I could do it too. It's probably fine.
That's where I'm like, you're trying to, like you said, you're battling that inner thought of like, I'm like, dude, there's all these like healthcare professionals that are in the hospital setting doing it. I'm like, you're good. But at the same time, it's like, I guess it's just that mental barrier. It's just something where I guess, one, it obviously, it's nice to know that, like, in a way, I guess it doesn't necessarily always get easy for you, where it's just something that you're always working through. But at the same time, like, to use that rationale of like, there's so many other people doing it, like, have the end goal in mind. I'm looking to bring more, even if it's like you said, just bring a little bit more income to live a little bit more comfortably.
Dude, you are a business owner now. You are running the wellness clinic. Like, that's incredible. You say that, you say, I'm a business owner, mother. Whatever.
We can curse on this podcast.
Okay,
It's your
I'm
good.
a business owner, motherfucker. I gotta promote my business. I gotta grind. I gotta get my name out there. And if that means I'm recording in the med room, then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that because I need to promote my business. I need to get myself out there. Like that should be your driving goal, not what other people think. Like screw that. And it's obviously naturally going to be embarrassing, like putting a camera up to yourself. But again, like I started to get more comfortable with it, and people are gonna look and whatever, dude. Who cares? They're running their own race, and you are too, and you're gonna win.
I love that.
You're gonna win, brother. You're gonna win.
How do you feel the mental health, any mental health impact from social media? How are you dealing with people both externally, I guess internal relationships, like people that are just through social media that are commenting, and also like friends and family that are seeing it and making comments? How are you dealing with all that, and what does that entail?
So it's difficult, and I think that's the unfortunate thing. I don't think everyone can really do the social media thing because, I mean, it's a lot, dude. It's a lot. Put out a video, 3 things I learned when I was 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 80% of those comments are, bro, you look 40. Literally, bro. Almost every day I'll get a comment, bro, you look 40. Stop doing steroids. This dude's 40. Every day I'll see that. And, I know, and something Nick taught me, Nick Walker, he taught me, dude, like these people do not know you at all. Do not know you. And the fact that I've learned so much about myself and I've grown to love myself so much over these 4 months, like that shit just bounces right off me. Like, these dudes do not know me. And if they did, they'd love me. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, dude.
I love the confidence. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude, my self-esteem has been really high, and that's something that's really important, and something my mom taught me, and she learned that from Arnold Schwarzenegger, who she met, and she wrote me a note when I was a baby, and it was 3 things. She wrote it from a Schwarzenegger like speech or something. It was 3 things: self-esteem, hard work, and passion. And as long as you have those 3 things, you can do anything. Self-esteem is huge. But anyways, friends and family with the social media stuff been great, dude. I mean, everyone's super supportive. Everyone's reaching out saying, dude, I can't believe like how much you've grown. Like, this is great. Like, just as a person, like that's the thing. My family and friends, those are the people I care about. Those are the people that know me. And when they start saying, hey, dude, whatever they'll say, I don't know.
I was going to ask, I guess the feedback, obviously the external, at the end of the day, it's dealing with that. It sounds like you're dealing with it very well, but internally, when you get not necessarily negative feedback, but I guess real feedback, they're giving their honest opinion on it, from a friend or a loved one, how do you take that into consideration? What does that look like?
Yeah, just listen, dude. I'm a really good listener. I'm very open to feedback, and that's another thing is, like, if you can't listen, if you can't take that criticism and you're offended by it, like this, I don't know, a lot of things aren't for you. That's hard. That's a hard life, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't, like, that's the thing. Like, learning from Nick, just training the other day, dude, I listen to every word he says, and he taught me more about volume and frequency training, and now I switched up my whole entire split for this off season and getting ready to become a pro the next 14 months. And I'm always open. I'm always open to listen. But obviously, try things for yourself at first, and you got to listen to your heart, and who you are. And sometimes, most of the time, the people that are around you, if you surround yourself with the right people, they are right, and you can listen to them. But at the end of the day, it's just you, and you have to rely on yourself, and you have to try things for yourself. And so it's obviously a circumstantial, depending on what they say, but just be open to feedback, and that's what I am. I'm always open to feedback, and always never take any sort of offense to anything. Like, it's just their opinion.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt.
100%.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Kind of same thing with your content, putting that own, taking it in a little bit and then putting your own spin on what they're saying, where it's going to fit you, kind of,
exactly.
be the best for your life.
Exactly. And that's like super important with training too. Over the years I've learned is you got to try things for yourself and see what works for yourself. Everybody's different. Everyone's different. You have to know what works for you. And if you don't figure it out, then you will keep on making the same mistakes.
Yeah, man. I feel like from the training aspect, and it's funny, I was just thinking about this the other day when I was lifting with Gio, is like, I think part of that comes too with just like, there's the super scientific right way.
Yeah.
And then there's like the way that's going to be the most consistent.
Yeah.
And that's like variable, right? Like when I was doing it right towards the end, training like very heavily, I just got so burnt out by it because I was like, there was a point in time where it was like, I'm counting every second of every rep that I'm doing. I'm tracking every weight. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm, like everything's so like, does it feel right? Am I in the right position? It got to the point where I was just like, I was over analyzing so heavy that alone made me like resent having to go. It became more of a chore.
Yeah, bro.
And it was like, I wish sooner I would have just taken that like second to acknowledge and be like, there's a time and a place for it.
Yep.
We can build back up to this again.
Yep.
Don't stop training. But like you said, find what was working for me in that moment, because what was working 6 months ago where I was calculating everything is clearly not working right now because it's about to stop me from going into the gym.
Yeah, right.
So I will say for others that are lifting, from one of my own personal mistakes is to give yourself that grace and opportunity where it's okay to not be as dialed in or perfect or hitting everything, how somebody else is saying that you should. Because at the end of the day, if that's what's going to stop you lifting altogether, then you're definitely not going to be progressing.
Nuh-uh. Yeah, you got to have that, always the basis, like the nice pie crust of let's make a good
Quite the analogy.
Let's make a good analogy here. The nice pie crust of training is that you're having fun and you like it. You like going into the gym. If you do not like going to the gym, take a week off. Take a break, because you need to like going in the gym and doing what you're doing. If that means, doing more compound lifts, even though it might not progress your training and you should be focusing on other things, do a compound lift just a little bit less, but throw it in. Keep it in. Do what's fun. If you like ripping a deadlift off the ground, keep it in. But, understand that you need to figure out what's working for you. And it's that hard balance of like, am I having fun? Am I making progress? Does the progress matter?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the progress matters more for Justin, IFBB pro, who's stepping on the Olympia stage. Sometimes he shouldn't be having as much fun. He just should be focusing on what works and what builds muscle or whatever his goal is. Whereas a lifestyle person, they should be having more fun in the gym. And, the progress will be there if they're following a good plan. But they should be having more fun because, dude, it's hard to come in after a 12-hour shift to the gym and not like what you're doing. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great, dude. But a lot of people, it's both. I have fun because I progress.
Yeah.
I have fun, and it's like that good balance. Yeah. So it's hard, circumstantial again. But yeah, basis, have fun in the gym, please. Enjoy what you do, and every day, and it'll make life a lot easier.
Love that, man. That's awesome. The last little thing that we'll kind of jump into as far as mindset and values, kind of where we are there.
Yeah.
As someone who is doing it all right now in a lot of different areas,
Doing it all.
What is your advice to anyone that is looking to do everything for themselves all at once as well?
Yeah. Stay grounded. Stay grounded, absolutely. It's hard. My head's spinning most of the time. Between the meals, prepping all my meals, making sure I'm good to go, not missing any meals, and then on top of that, the content, and then on top of that, my posing clients. It's definitely starting to get there where it's hard. But something that I think it was Alex Hormozy or something like that.
Love that guy.
Yeah, dude, he's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta prioritize what will make everything easier. So then do that first. So, if that means, grounding yourself first in the day, meditation, and that'll make your day easier because you're more present. Or if it means getting an edit out of the way, like you got to prioritize. And that's obviously nursing too, is you get your patients in the morning, you figure out what patient you need to see first. That'll make everything easier because you won't get yelled at by a parent, or you won't have to deal with a guy coding because you didn't get to him until the last patient.
Yep.
And now he's a goddamn mess and there's shit all in the bed and you got to clean him up and then you got to do his meds and you're late to the other patients. So like prioritize just make the choice. Make good decisions. That is another thing Hormozy taught me too. Make good decisions. You will get better at decision making over time. Okay, it takes a lot of failure and messing up and mistakes, but the better you get at decision making, the quicker you get at decision making, it'll just make everything so much easier, dude. It's such an important skill to have. Make the decisions quick, make the right decisions. Don't regret your decisions because you got to live with it. Whatever it is, whatever you chose, live with it. If you failed, learn from it. If it was a good decision, keep on making those damn decisions.
Love it.
Yes.
So, with that said, we have a couple signature questions from the Infused podcast, Infused Conversations podcast, and the one that I selected for you, being the happy-go-lucky, people person that you are, is if you could infuse one mindset or mentality into every person, what would it be?
If you could infuse one mindset, I'd say, probably be grateful. Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing I learned over the years, or over the last 4 months, really. Grateful. Even if you could find the smallest thing, please be grateful that you're alive, because it's a gift. Every day is a gift that you're here, and it is your job to give your gift back to the world, and it's kind of like that balance. And the more you can find things to be grateful for, the happier you will be. And just, that's pretty much it. Just be grateful. That's all I got.
Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really appreciate this. This was awesome. I'm really excited for our first episode to see how this comes
This
out.
is cool, dude. What you're doing is really cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I thank you for your energy on the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
It was definitely very heartwarming. It'll be interesting. I'm excited to break down the clips and bring out all the key insights that you brought.
No, I've gotten a lot better at podcasts over the years. I remember because I'm just so much better, like obviously behind the camera, but just like more comfortable with me as a person and loving myself. And I remember I used to do podcasts and I'd be like, oh gosh, I'm speaking too fast. I don't know what to say. And it kind of seemed awkward looking back at it, but I think this will be cool. I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable. So
very.
Glad.
It flowed very well for you. It was
Good.
Nice. It'll make a definite first good episode
right.
sure. So
Dude,
guys, subscribe on Spotify or YouTube to Infused Conversations. You can get the short golden nugget clips from Chaz and I today on Instagram at the Regenerative Wellness Clinic. And most importantly, go give the golden retriever himself a follow on Instagram. That way you can follow along for his journey and the things going forward. Chaz, anything else? What do we got looking forward?
Oh yeah, looking forward. I'm going to get my pro card in 14 months and that's it. There you go. I got 14 months to give my everything to this goal, and I'm not stopping, dude. I'm not stopping. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to document the whole thing on YouTube. I'm going to document the whole thing on Instagram, and I'm going to go from 14th place to first place in a matter of 14 months. So please stick along. I'm very excited to build with Tyler, Umar, everybody in my circle. We're all going to the top. So we'll see you guys there.
Catch you next time.
Peace.